Well, hello world, and welcome to Real Cooking at Home. My name is Mark, and tonight it is still cold outside. I'm ready for the spring, but while it's still cold outside, it's a wonderful time for a stew. And tonight, that's what we're doing. We're doing a wonderful Italian sausage cabbage navy bean stew. It's going to be wonderful. Let me take you over what we're going to need, and we'll get started. So right here I have a pound of Italian sausage that I've just cut into pieces. This is 1 cup or 2 small onions. I've got 2 1/3 cup of navy beans. Now what I did on the navy beans, y'all, I took and did them a quick soak. What I did, I covered them with water, brought them up to a boil, let them sit there for 2 minutes and boil away, took them off the heat, let them sit in the water, and then I strained the water off, and now I'm fixing to use them. So if you don't do that, you need to soak them overnight, because you want your beans soft so they'll cook in the time that it takes this soup to cook. But I'm also going to need some beef stock, a little bit of water, salt and pepper, a can of tomatoes, cabbage. This is some oregano we got going on right here, some bay leaf, and some garlic. So what I'm going to do right now is I've got this pot preheated, throw in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to throw in my onion, and I'm going to throw in my Italian sausage and get this browned up. Once this is browned and I drain the fat, we'll come back and show you the next step. Come on back, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm about halfway through with the onions and the sausage. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add my garlic. But I'm really scared that garlic is going to burn. So I like to add it in halfway through, because once garlic burns, there's no coming back for that. You have to throw everything away. So I'm going to add the garlic, cook this for about 2 more minutes, and then we'll put in all the liquid. Okay, we're ready for the soupy part of the stew now. So what I'm going to do is put in 1 whole container of beef stock. That's good. I'm going to put in the oregano. I love oregano, y'all. I'm going to put in the bay leaf. Now these are small bay leaves, so I'm using about 4. I'm going to put in about a 1/2 cup of water. And my beans. Now y'all, I'm going to bring this up to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer for about 1.5 hours. What you're looking for is for your beans to get good and tender. Now if my sausage had rendered out a lot of fat, I would have drained it off, but it really didn't. So if there is any fat build up in it, I'll just skim it off before we eat it. But there really wasn't a lot of fat on it. So bring this up to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer, and let that go for about 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and then we're going to add our cabbage and our tomatoes, and pretty close is going to be done. Now our stew has been going for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so what I'm going to do right now is do the 5 bean test. Now I learned this from Ann Burrell. I've taken 5 beans out of the stew. The first one's good. Done. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. And that one's done. Now, the 5 bean test from Ann Burrell is a brilliant way to know if your beans are done. If one of the 5 beans that you pull out is not done, your entire batch is not done, so it needs to go a little bit longer. But all of ours are done, so we're going to finish up the stew. I'm going to add in 1 can of diced tomatoes. Also, I'm going to put in about 3.5 to 4 cups of cabbage. I'm going to bring this back up to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer, and in about 15 to 20 minutes, our stew will be done and we'll be ready to taste. So y'all come on back. Okay, our stew is ready, and I cannot wait to taste it. I actually kind of snuck and tasted it a couple of minutes ago, but it's thick, it's warm, the beans add a creaminess. Y'all, on a cold night, nothing satisfies like a good stew. Snuggle up with the one you love and make them this wonderful stew with the white beans, the Italian sausage, and the cabbage. They'll appreciate you for it. So until next time, get in the kitchen and cook. Bye, y'all.